Hello guys, welcome to the HTML crash course for beginners. In this video, we will learn about HTML semantic elements. My name is Kafui and welcome to my channel mMortdotdev. Please subscribe, like and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I release a content on the channel. With that said, let's get started. Now, HTML5 introduced a set of semantic elements that provide meaning to the structure of a web page, making it easier for search engines, screen readers, and developers to understand the content of a web page. So the purpose of HTML semantic element is to give meaning and structure to our web page. The first HTML semantic element we'll look at is the header element. So we use the header element to create page headers, usually at the top of a page or a section. So in order to define an HTML header element, we use the header tags. So I'll just go ahead and write the header and then press enter on my keyboard, and then with the help of the Emit plugin, VS Code has given me this auto completion. So we have the opening header tag and then the closing header tag. So in between the opening and closing header tag, we put in the content of our header. So I'll just put a comment here that the content of our header goes here. So this is where we put in the content of our header. Now, the next HTML semantic element we'll look at is the nav element. The nav element defines a page section that includes a few elements that help visitors navigate the site. We use it to define navigation links. So in the header tag, I can nest in the nav element using the nav tag. So I'll just go ahead and write nav and then press enter, and then in between the opening and closing tags, we put in our nav content. So nav content goes here. I'm just using comments here. So nav content goes here. So normally we put in navigation links that links to various pages in our website. The next element we'll look at is called the main element. The main element represents the main content of the document. So in the main element, that's when we put in the main content of our HTML document. So over here we say main content goes here. So normally the entire page of our HTML document will go into the main element or the main tag. So it has the opening and then closing tag. The next HTML element we'll look at, or HTML semantic element we'll look at, is the article element. The article element represents an independent piece of content within a document, like a blog post or an article. So in the main element or in the main tag, I can nest in our article element using the article tag. So the article tag has the opening and closing tag, and then I'll just put a comment here that article content goes here. So this is how we can define an article in HTML element. The fact that it is called the article element doesn't mean we only use it for articles or blog posts. It can also be used in grouping certain sections of our web page. So the next element we'll look at is the section element. The section element defines sections of a document, usually putting them into groups. So in the article element, I can go ahead and then group certain parts of this article using the section tags. So over here we put it content goes here. So in the article element, I can nest in a section, or even in the main element or in the main tag, I can put in a section element here, or the section tags. So section goes here. Now the next one we'll talk about is the aside element. The aside element is often used as a sidebar that includes site news or links to recent content, but it may also include links to other site pages that are related to the current page. So we use the aside element or the aside tag to represent a kind of small sidebar that is part of the main content of our web page. So the aside element goes like this. We use the aside tag. So I'll just write aside and then put a comment here. Content goes here. So we can even put navigation links to various pages or link pages to our site in the aside tags or the aside element. Now, the next one we'll look at is the footer element. The footer element represents the footer of a document or a section, typically containing information about the author, copyright, navigation links, and even social media icons or handles. It is normally at the bottom of a web page or a section. So normally at the bottom of our document, we put in the footer of the web page. So over here, I'll just put a comment here that content goes here. We'll look deep into how to structure our HTML document using all these semantic elements in subsequent videos. So the footer can be at the bottom of the web page. So this will be the footer of the entire HTML document, or we can even put in a footer at the end of a section. So in the footer, we can put in the name, a link to other or navigation links to the web page or to other pages in the web page. So I'll just go ahead and then show you or demonstrate to you an example website here. So this is the MDN website or web docs page. So this is the HTML page. So over here, you can see that all this page, the entire page is being laid out using HTML semantics element. So at the top here, the far top here, not this one here, the one here where we have the MDN web docs, the references, you can see these links here. This is the entire page header, and then in the page header we have these navigation links. So when you click here, you see that this pop-up menu appears whereby you can go to the HTML document, the CSS page, the JavaScript page, and so on. Then we have the guides, we have the plus, we have the blog. So you can see that this is the main header. The entire bar over here is the main header, and then in the main header we have the navigation bar. Then below that we have the main content. The entire section, this entire section here is the main content, and then in the main content we have this side navigation here. At the far left here we have this side navigation here. Then in the body we have the section, another section or another part which can be a section or an article which is part of the main content or the main element. And then finally this box over here where you can see this in this article, this side over here at the far right here we have our aside. So this is a perfect example of an aside element. Then at the bottom, bottom here we have our footer. So this is the entire footer for this home page or this web page, sorry. So this is the footer for this entire web page. So over here in the footer you can see we still have the logo here, the logo of MDN here. We have these social media icons here which will lead to their social media handles. So this one is to Twitter, this one is to Twitter or X, this one is to GitHub and go. I think this one is RSS feeds. And then we have these links here. So when I click here, I'll go to the about page, the blog page, the careers page, and then we have these other links here, and other links are here. So this is the footer of the web page. So that is it about HTML semantic elements. They have been used to structure and then give meaning to our web pages. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section for discussion. Please subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I release a content on the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.